Okay, campaign finance. This subject is on the table. It's around there like the rattlesnake. But let's talk about it. New Mexico is one of only 4 states that does not require any financial disclosure from non-coordinated political expenditure groups. Why not? What's wrong with New Mexico and the other 3 states? What vision do they see? Why don't we need a tighter campaign finance law?
I support disclosure. We've had the bill every year. Senator Peter Wirth has been a champion on it, carrying it. It's a moving target from the point of view of the law being changed, especially at the national level. We voted for it again. I thought we may even get to it this year.
No, it never got to the floor. Yes, committees, that's fine. Wonderful.
It's a bill like that's passed the Senate, and a bill like that's gone through the House to get it to come together. But I support it, and I think we should have disclosure. I think there should be disclosure wherever it's possible under the law, and I think disclosure is actually more important than limits. I think what we've seen is with the limits coming in, the third parties coming in, dropping a ton of money, and the candidates have no control over that. I had candidates that were running as Democrats saying, they're hitting my opponent. We live in the same town, we're friends. Tell them to stop. I said, no one can even talk to them. And that's been a big problem. The fact that you have these independent campaigns, which seem to be all negative all the time, with no control by the very people running who would never have a part of that.
Mr. Gentry, you're the House Majority Leader. Why didn't it get to the floor?
You know, it's passed, even before we took over as the majority party. I mean, it had come to the House numerous times. I'd seen it every year since I'd been there. You know, I think it's a very difficult issue, and what I mean by that is it is a moving target.
Why is it difficult?
Well, because for several reasons. You don't want to limit people's ability to engage in the political process. So there's also very frequently changing law regarding what constitutes an independent expenditure committee, and there's also the issue of what do we need to do, because as a practical matter, all of the independent expenditure committees that are organized in New Mexico are reporting. They're reporting under the Campaign Practices Act. So there is disclosure, and I think we just need to be...
For those committees?
For those committees,
but not the
absolutely.
ones I was talking about.
Not the ones, which were you talking about?
I was talking about the committees that are non-coordinated.
Right, the independent expenditure
That's
committees.
right.
Yeah, they are reporting under New Mexico law.
They are?
Yes.
I learn something every day, believe me. I'm not a fount of all wisdom. Right. But I want to make certain that maybe I have the wrong nomenclature. Maybe I have the wrong words here.
I think you're correct. I think you're correct. There's some...
Well, wait a moment. If I'm correct, the distinguished majority leader is not.
So independent expenditure committee, the super PACs that are state-based, that are playing in state
George
races.
Soros, the Koch brothers, each want to put in $1 billion in elections. That's democracy. The Citizens United says it. The court has ruled.
So the ones I'm familiar with, Sam, were Reform New Mexico Now and Patriot Majority Fund on both sides. And those are the state legislative super PACs, independent expenditure committees. And both of those reported under the Campaign Practices Act, just like I report.
Then why do I read from, I think, authoritative sources that New Mexico is only one of 4 states that don't do this? Help me, the other 2 haven't spoken.
Well, I think that the public has a right to know. I think the public wants to know. And I think you should be able to give whatever you want to give, or company or individual. But I think also that should be made public. I support it.
Let's hear from Mr. Ingle.
Well, I can tell you one thing. In my years in the legislature, I've never seen anything that be changed overnight as fast as laws on fundraising. Everybody has a way of getting around any law we write. And I don't know how in the world we'll ever write one that does somebody can't get around the darn thing. And the thing of it is I've seen it on both sides of the aisle work very well. And so it works well, so let's not do away with it for that. Oh yeah, let's do it well. We lost 2 seats on account of that. The thing about it is, Sam, as you know, laws like this and our court system design what really works here. And they haven't ever. You'll find one that agrees with it, another one that doesn't, says, no, they have a right to give all they want to. You can't stop them. You can't write a law that somebody can't get around in some way or another and do something with. And it's fine. You know, back when we didn't have limits and things like that, I think it was a heck of a lot easier to find out who was doing what than it was when we put all these laws in here. Because the thing about it is, we still don't know. And we've got all these damn laws in here, and you still can't find out anything.
I don't want the panel to dissolve into an argument over whether we should have laws or not, or whether the law is an ass.
I don't know
But
why
I
New
do
Mexico, I don't know why New Mexico hasn't does, but one house will pass it and the other one won't. And that's kind of the way that sometimes works up there, and I can't understand it
It's
either.
the Senate's fault we don't have campaign finance law. Is that your point?
The thing of it is, I've never seen it when you couldn't get around it.
Well,
Some way or
okay.
another, we've got
And
limits.
I jaywalk
We've got
also, but you know,
limits
the
now,
point is
and
it's
then they
still
can
on
get
the
around
books.
the limits.
Except for one individual in this panel, I take it there is no great urge on the other three's part to have a campaign finance law and join these other states. Am I correct? Come on,
Well, the
laws
thing
are
about
laws,
it
you
is
say.
you show me the law that'll work.
You have to form it. That's your job.
Show me a law that works. Show me a law that works in another state, and I'll draft it. I'll get the darn thing drafted, and we'll try to pass it.
I don't have the brilliance to do it, but you guys have been elected to do it. All right, let's move
Okay,
on.
well, you
Let's
show me
move
a state that it really works, and I'll
on to another
we'll draft it.
non-controversial subject.